Welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 249, Secret Society of Superheroes. May be the title of the comic that we read. I don't know, it's not here in front of me. My name is Eric.
I'm Jason. What's up?
Not much.
Yeah, about that. Is that the first time ever? Maybe.
I think so, yeah.
I forgot to bring over the comic that you loaned us to review.
Yeah.
So we both read it, but it's sitting at my house.
So we can't make any... We can make references to it, but not anything specific.
Do we ever, though?
Well, sometimes.
Okay.
We point to a page,
Right.
A panel, something.
Right.
Now we're just going to have to remember. And our
Like-
memories are not the best.
Luckily, I read it today.
Yeah.
So
you're a little more fresher on it than I am.
right.
I think I finished reading it like Tuesday or Wednesday, so... I've read it multiple times as well.
Yeah.
So, hopefully there's some stuff, but,
Right.
on this last reread, there was quite a few things in it that happened
That you wanted to bring up?
totally forgotten.
Right.
Nothing specific that I wanted to bring up, just, I'm just saying that, I've read it at least 4 or 5 times, and, in this last reread,
You're like, oh, yeah.
this happened. I don't remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the title.
Secret Society of Superheroes.
Yeah.
I believe it is written by...
Oh, I remember. David Tishman.
It's written by Howard Chaykin and David Tishman. And drawn by Mike McCone.
Mm-hmm.
Published by DC Comics.
Elseworlds.
Elseworlds, indeed.
Yeah, I love the Elseworlds line.
I do too.
Yeah, that's such a great idea.
It is, and DC refuses to do anything with it anymore.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, it'll tarnish their brand.
Yeah.
I mean...
I think we've bitched about the lack of Elseworlds before, but it's like why isn't every single DC and Marvel comic an Elseworlds from every other, title of the same title comic? Like every Spider-Man story, why is that not just an Elseworlds from each other? Like, why do they have to retain some sort of continuity? Like once a writer and artist are done with their run, like it should be like an Elseworlds every other time.
I don't necessarily agree with you there, but I also don't disagree with you.
Well, I mean, I don't mean like every time they have to change his like base into, he's a millionaire and then all of a sudden he has a submarine. But I mean, they shouldn't have to like retain any sort of continuity.
I think that's a difference in what you're talking about. Because to me, an Elseworlds is it's the same as the Marvel's What If. It's we are drastically changing the stories of these characters.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is something that I do 100% agree with you on, and that it should not matter that in issue 214 of Amazing Spider-Man, that the Frogman died, and now in issue 648, the Frogman's back with no explanation.
Right.
Well, he was dead!
Yeah.
No, fuck that.
Yeah. I can't read this.
Right, yeah.
How am I to enjoy this?
Exactly, yeah. It's like when Grant Morrison took over the X-Men, everybody kept asking him about, like, all the plot holes and then, threads that had been left dangling since, 20 years prior. And he was just like, I really don't care.
Yeah, I'm just writing X-Men.
Right, yeah. His whole thing is super consistency. As long as the characters act the same, or at least have the same motivations, or just like as long as you get the core of the character and the stories.
The recognizable thing that makes them that character.
Right, yeah. Then you can just, and people should just completely ignore continuity.
Right.
Like every time anything that I read is just so drenched in, everything that has come before it is just a slog to get through sometimes.
Right. Yeah. I like it. It has to be so referential. It's like, yeah, it's no longer entertainment at that point. It's like a history lesson.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't read Superman to have a history lesson.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, and then there's people who get so worked up about it too, who can't, like the New 52, where they've sort of started everything over from scratch, but not entirely.
Right.
And so now people are just prohibiting themselves from even trying to like something because they can't figure out how Batman can have 5 different Robins in the 5 years that he has been Batman.
It's a problem.
It's a problem, sure, if you think about it.
Yeah, but why think about it?
Exactly.
Right.
It's just comics.
Yeah.
Why think about it?
Right. Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. I mean, the character's been around for 80-some years. Why aren't we picking that apart?
Right. Yeah.
Which people do. And, just stop it. I mean, I'm not enjoying DC Comics because they're just not good anymore.
Right.
But I'm not enjoying them because I don't give a damn that, there are 17 different Robins running around.
Right.
That Superman used to run around in, a t-shirt and jeans, before he found his Kryptonian super armor. I
Yeah.
don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
As long as the stories are good.
It shouldn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter. But it does to some people. And everybody's got their own thing.
Those people are wrong, though. They're ruining the hobby for everyone.
I can't say they're wrong, but I can say they're not enjoying themselves as fully as they should be.
Right.
Who knows? Maybe they're right and we're just way off.
I don't know.
We should just not be having a good time when we read our entertainment.
That is the vibe of the comic fan on the internets is that, unless you're just bitching about everything you're reading, then you just shouldn't be reading, I guess. I don't know. Which seems to me it should be the opposite. If you are bitching about everything you're reading, maybe you shouldn't be reading.
Yeah, right. Yeah. They want everyone to complain. I guess, and then here they go getting us to complain about the complaining.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
It's a vicious cycle.
It is. It is. But we didn't read a new DC comic.
No, this is fairly old.
Yeah.
I can't remember, early 2000s?
Just look at the copyright.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
That's what we usually do. Oh, wait a minute. I can't find it. I forget. I want to say, because there was no ads. It's one of those 2-issue prestige formats.
Square bound.
So there's no ads to date it, But I think I want to say,
I think so. That's around the time where David Tishman was regularly working with Howard Chaykin, and they were doing things here and there.
Oh, what else did they pair up on?
I think they had a Vertigo series together, American Century.
Oh, that was them? Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. That was Vertigo.
And I know Tishman himself wrote Cable for a while.
Wow.
And it was a really good run of Cable.
Really?
It was a really good run of Cable. It eventually became Soldier X.
Okay.
But I loved those issues.
Oh, yeah, I never read it.
I am not what you would call a fan of Cable.
You're right. Ooh.
Around 2000, 2001 was around that time.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this here book that I can't point to?
There's parts of it I like.
Okay.
But overall, I did not like it.
Really?
Yeah. It was just I like Elseworlds and I like reimagining characters, but there's a fine line with that kind of stuff for me where there's a lot of hey, look, it's this guy, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. There's a lot of that, and I get that, there is that fine line, and it's hard to do that perfectly. But there was a lot of it in this series that felt a little nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
I'm normally with you that whenever anything is definitely blatant like that, that was pretty much my criticism of the newest Star Trek movie and the Evil Dead remake.
Right.
Is that it was just like, hey, look, we're referencing the old shit.
Right.
And that turns me off completely. It completely takes me out of the story. I don't know that I noticed it so much with this series. So, what?
Well, I mean, like one of the big ones was towards the end where the Batman character meets a girl and she just happens to be named Robin, and I don't know. It was just like
okay,
just little ones like that. I mean, it wasn't as bad with some of the other heroes.
That specific one, that felt wedged in.
And even like, I don't know why Selena Kyle was in there, like, unless they were trying to foreshadow a sequel, maybe.
Probably that. Probably, again, it was still more nudge.
Right.
It was also kind of a nudgy thing.
Yeah.
Just echoing Batman Year One, where Batman, shows up, and so now this Selena Kyle, decides to become Catwoman.
Yeah.
So I think it's just
I think there was one more that stood out, but I can't point to it for some reason right now. But and like while I'm saying the things I didn't like about it, there was one other thing that really bothers me. It's one of my least favorite things in comics, and I think this is something that bothered me worse than the nudge nudge wink wink thing.
Okay.
And I hate this, and I've read this in so many books where you'll have like a series of panels, maybe say like in this one it was I remember it was like 4 kind of tall panels in a row, and on each panel there was a narration balloon that continued from panel to panel. There was a phone call conversation that continued from panel to panel, and there was a thought balloon that one of the characters was having that continued from panel to panel. And I think that is just horrible storytelling when people have, and I've seen really good writers do it. Like, I can't remember specifics, but yeah, but I mean, people that I was like, I can't believe they're doing this. Like, I can't remember if it was like Grant Morrison or somebody, but somebody was like, this guy is above doing this. Like, I'm not a fan of Howard Chaykin, so like, it's not surprising that I find faults in his writing.
Right.
But it just bugs the shit out of me because, like, I don't think I'm a dumb guy, but when I'm trying to connect 3 things over well, yeah. I mean, as far as comic readers go. But no, when I'm trying to connect like 3 different ongoing like sentences from panel to panel, it bugs the shit out of me.
Nah, I get you. It's kind of sloppy to do things that way. And actually, just before you got here, I was reading a comic book called Ash.
Yeah.
The mid and early 90s creator-owned book by Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti.
Nice.
And in the very, like, the first 4 pages or something like that, there is something very similar to it, but it's spread across pages.
Right.
And it bothered the shit out of me. Mostly, one of them was because, and I mean, this was both of their first times, like, writing something.
Okay, right.
So it has a lot of, novice writing things.
Some pitfalls, right?
Yeah. But it's like this, it's a scene of, like, a building that's on fire, and there are firemen, like, working, and so there's just, like, dialogue, of them, like, talking to each other, looking for people, and then there's captions, which are, like, explaining, what's happening, and then there's other captions, which are quotes from a Shakespeare play.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Like, I hate it when it's quotes.
Yeah.
And, like, that's fine if they want to do the Shakespeare reference thing, and then just have, like, that be the only text in those panels.
Yeah.
That works. Or, like, something that I think, it's weird because, like I mentioned earlier, there's fine lines with this kind of thing. Because I think it's fucking brilliant when there's some sort of narration that continues from panel to panel.
Right.
But there's silent action that is completely different than that narration.
Right.
I love that. I think that's great.
I think what you're talking about is where I see, where I do agree with you is that, like if you're, I can't remember the
sequence.
sequence at all, but just if it's three separate things happening across those panels, like at the same time. But yeah, you have to like read each panel like three separate times,
right?
To, like,
yeah,
all the different
because I was reading it in order as it flowed, like.
Right.
Like different color, because like sometimes they color coordinate. I'm like, oh, that'll tie it all together.
Right.
Like I'll make this one yellow and that one blue without the lens.
Yeah.
But I was reading them in order, and like by the third one, I was like, I can't remember what any of these were originally going. So I had to go back and read all the blue ones, then all the yellow ones. And I was like, that's just too clunky.
It's bad. Yeah, I agree with you. And yeah, it's something that I've seen a lot.
Right.
And, definitely older comics or comics from older creators. Which,
right.
Which they can, he's a veteran.
Yeah. He's been in this war for a long time.
Yes, he has. He was on the front lines at one point.
Do you want to tell that story? Because you were reading Ash a while ago. It's pretty funny.
So yeah, in the first issue of Ash, there's a pinup, which comics used to do back in the day with guest artists.
I loved that.
I did too. You could pull them out. They were usually the centerfold.
I think occasionally Image still does it. Like I think Luther Strode had some of those.
Yeah, usually just in the back of the comic.
Right.
But never. I don't see them much now as just like
a fold-out poster.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was by Barry Windsor Smith of Ash and two of Barry's creator-owned characters.
Yeah.
And like on the back side of the poster was a piece of text that he wrote.
Barry Windsor Smith.
Yeah, Barry Windsor Smith wrote about Ash and about basically it was about creator-owned comics. But he writes the entire thing as if they are fighting a war, and like the enemy combatants are like the generals of like Marvel and DC comics, and the despots and
it's like really colorful. It's not just like this is kind of a war. We're kind of
Jimmy and Joe.
We've got our scars.
Got scars, and they've been on the in the trenches, and et cetera, et cetera.
And there's a really heavy
revolution. Begin this way.
A lot of references to how horrible these evil bastards are.
Right, and so it's like celebrate that Joe and Jimmy have now joined the ranks of the creator-owned, freedom-waving creators making their own thing and taking their own path. And this is, of course, Joe Quesada, who is now the, I think, Chief Creative Officer of Marvel Entertainment, who has not actively created a thing in well over 10 years, if not a lot longer.
Right. It is ironic.
Yeah. And Jimmy Palmiotti, who is the writer of All-Star Western and Jonah Hex and... Harley Quinn and Batwing.
Right.
But at least on the Jimmy Palmiotti front, he actually does do a ton of creator-owned stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think every couple of months he has like a new Kickstarter thing that he's doing.
Okay.
Like, his own book, and that he's been publishing through them, and then sometimes they get printed through Image, sometimes they get printed through Dark Horse. So he is still doing the creator-owned thing,
right?
In addition to working for Marvel and DC, and I think one of his old creator-owned books is now coming out through Icon.
Okay.
Painkiller Jane.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's coming out through
Marvel's Icon.
Yeah. So I mean, he's still doing it, but Quesada clearly is a company man through and through.
Right. So that is kind of funny.
Yeah.
But to Barry Windsor
Smith,
kind
of sad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I think it would be great for for everyone to be able to do both.
Oh yeah. But it's like like you go back and look at like all the old Image books from like when they first started, and not just like the first creators of Image, but like even like the secondary ones that came through.
Right.
And how they're either now just not working, or they can only get work through Marvel or DC now. And,
Yeah.
These creator-owned books that they poured themselves into, just don't exist, and
Right.
they're just mostly forgotten now.
Characters are in limbo.
Right, yeah. And there's just no market for them to be able to do that work anymore.
Yeah, that's just a bummer.
Yeah, it's a super bummer.
But at the same time, it was funny to read because
Oh, yeah.
it was championing Joe Quesada as like basically the new Dave Sim.
Right, yeah. But and also some of those guys, some of the creator-owned guys from the early '90s, they kind of ruined it for everyone else too, like Todd McFarlane and Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee.
Right.
It was like, hey, we created everything, and now we're just gonna farm all of our shit out like we're Marvel and DC,
Right.
or just let the quality lapse and not give a shit as long as we're getting paid.
And then you had, of course, like your Pat Lees, those kind of guys.
Oh yeah.
Kind of ripped people off. Yeah. So I mean, sure, there are dangers to trying to work for a small company.
Right.
I guess the ideal situation would be to get a kind of a consistent gig at Marvel or DC, but have enough free time to self-publish your own stuff.
Right.
That would be the ideal.
Yeah. It's like, one thing that I see a lot and then I just don't get. I see it a lot with filmmakers also, or just mostly actually. There are people who spend so much time and energy putting out basically like fan fiction.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Right.
People make fan films about DC and Marvel characters. People make fan comics about those characters. Why would you spend all that time and effort and money to do that when you could just be doing your own thing?
Right.
My
My guess would be they think it's like a portfolio where, if someone looks at YouTube and says, oh, there's a Star Wars thing, I'll watch that.
Right.
And then like, oh, that was actually really cool. Who did that? I'm guessing that's kind of where they're going.
Yeah, but still, just like if you said, "Hey, we're gonna go shoot, Luke Cage in Power Fist short film," I would not want to do that.
Really? Even if we let you play Power Fist?
Even if
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist, yeah. Even if that, I would. Why would I
Right.
want to do that?
Right. Unless if we got you drunk enough, you would,
If you got me drunk enough,
Yeah.
sure.
you'd even do the blackface Luke Cage. I bet if you're drunk.
Do a roll.
Yeah. Say Sweet Christmas. Or,
Sweet Christmas.
there, see? You're in. You are cast, sir. Half our film is cast.
Yeah, we got way off topic here.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about... See, it's because we don't see it here in front of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's sitting right here on the desk for us to flip through.
But yeah, Secret Society of Superheroes. Elseworlds book. You didn't dig it.
I didn't dig it. I would not say I hated it, but I would say I disliked it.
Okay. Okay. As I said, I had read it probably about 6 times by now.
Wow. Okay. So
So
you hated it, clearly. If you read it that many times.
on this last reread, I certainly did not dig it as much as
Really?
I had previously
Okay.
digged it. Yeah. Dug it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I found it actually kind of disappointing on a reread.
All right.
So the story is it's like most Elseworld stories about DC comic superheroes
Yeah. But with a twist.
with a twist of lime
Yeah. Yeah.
or lemon, depending on your tastes.
I'd go lemon, actually.
lemon.
Really?
I like lemon.
All right.
So this one is basically the conceit behind it is that Clark Kent, as a kid growing up in the 40s and 50s, sees his dad, who was a Mason, and the Masons get together and they help people in need around the community, but they do it anonymously, completely.
Right.
Which young Clark takes to heart that he sees his dad helping people.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as a little kid, he crushes some coal into diamonds and wants to spread that wealth around, but they won't let him because that would just expose him as being different.
Yeah. He'd be persecuted.
Yeah. So he takes that to heart and realizes that he can only do good in complete and total secrecy. So we flash forward, 40 some years later, where he is now the head of the Cryptic Order, which is basically the Justice League.
It's like a sort of a Masonic Justice League.
Yeah. And it's Superman, Wonder Woman, Hawk Girl, Metamorpho, Plastic Man,
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, the Atom, and the Flash.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
And they all they work in secret and they save the world, and every criminal or whatever that they catch, they send to the Phantom Zone.
Yeah. Yeah, they judge them themselves.
Yep.
Like there's no jury or police or anything involved. It's just it's kind of Judge Dreddish.
Kind of Judge Dreddish a little bit, yeah. But they do this. They strip down Wonder Woman's invisible plane to make devices that can turn themselves invisible. And so that's how they get around in the world and do all this stuff in complete and total secret.
Which, let me interrupt for just a second, which I thought was weird that a lot of them wear costumes still.
Yeah. I mean, it's not perfect.
Maybe they figured, at some point this technology is going to fail, which eventually, spoiler, it did.
Yeah.
But, maybe that's why.
Right.
But that was like something I was like, huh.
Yeah, they wear costumes and masks.
Or maybe they just don't want each other to know their secret.
It's true, but they all seem to, though.
Yeah, they call each other by Kyle and...
Right.
Yeah.
So then meanwhile, Lois Lane is an investigative reporter for like a tabloid type magazine. What's the name of
it? The Sun or something?
Sun. What's the National
Enquirer?
National Enquirer.
Yeah, it's that level.
Yeah. So she's writing about like weird stuff that happens, and Perry White is the editor, and
he wants better verbs.
Yeah,
he's always talking about better verbs.
And I think they do like a lot of Bigfoot type stories or something like that. Yeah. Meanwhile, Clark is the editor at the Daily Planet, where he's been for 30-some years or whatever. And then there's an FBI agent who starts snooping around and trying to discover all these weird disappearances that are happening. Agent Bruce Wayne.
I've heard that name before.
Yeah. He's kind of a Mulder, X-Files type FBI.
I hadn't thought about that, but you're totally right.
Yeah. He knows that there's a conspiracy out there, and he's going to uncover it.
Right.
And it has to do with aliens and weirdness and stuff. Invisible people.
And abductions. Lots of
abductions, yeah.
Because all the criminals basically get... When a crime happens in this Elseworld, the criminal just kind of disappears, and, they're abducted. And, and they're in the Phantom Zone, but Bruce Wayne does not know that.
There's also other abductions in which people who were abducted and then returned seen like a weird green light.
Right.
As the Green Lantern is going around on his own and kidnapping people who might have superpowers.
Right. And kind of testing them.
Kind of testing them to recruit them into the Cryptic Order. Because there's also a battle going on within the Order.
Yeah.
Some of the heroes want to go public, and some of them want to stay hidden. And so, in order to sort of supplement how their lifestyles, they use their abilities to be invisible and whatever to play the market and sort of manipulate finances and whatever for their own gain.
Right. Yeah. Which was cool. I thought that was a good element.
Yeah. So they're not good people, but they're not bad people either.
Right. And some of them have more dark spots in their gray area than others. Like Green Lantern seems like he's kind of
a dick.
Yeah. He's almost a Superman in this.
Pretty much, yeah. And so that's pretty much the plot of the two issues is all that going on.
And that's another thing too. I thought they either should have left out some of the characters, like maybe not even had Lois Lane or whatever, or made it like almost twice as long. Like I think it would have helped with a little breathing room. Because there was a lot going on.
There was. Yeah, I think it could have been maybe 3 issues total.
Right. Instead
or, some of the characters just, like Metamorpho, like,
yeah,
belong in there, especially if you got Plastic Man.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but like the Phantom Zone stuff was probably my favorite part of the entire book.
Yeah.
I loved the Phantom Zone stuff,
Right.
but it almost felt like
Ultimately
they could have left it out. Yeah, which sucks because, like, I almost would have rather the whole book been about the Phantom Zone.
There should have been more dedicated to it, I think.
Right.
At least just more about it, and like, because basically what it is, like a criminal gets sent there, and he, basically thinks he's going to hell because he's
The Phantom Zone, right?
right, yeah. And he shows up, and it's basically just this lush green
Yeah,
hippie commune.
it's kind of like The Prisoner.
Kinda.
Like he can't leave, and it's really nice and pleasant.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he can't leave.
Right.
And Martian Manhunter's there, right?
Martian Manhunter is sort of in charge of everything, and families have grown, from the Phantom Zone prisoners.
Yeah, they said there was like 350 prisoners or something, but now there's like 500 people there. So
Right, yeah.
it's it's a big community.
Right. Yeah, I would have definitely liked to have known more about that
Mm-hmm.
than they actually touched on.
But ultimately, it should have just been kind of left out.
Probably, yeah. But I mean, it does. Yeah, I think so. Because spoiler, the ending of it is basically Batman, and Kid Flash deciding to release the Phantom Zone
Right.
prisoners.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, ultimately, I don't know if it has the impact since we've seen some of the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
I
I mean, seeing how nice the Phantom Zone is sort of helps not vilify these heroes for being Judge, Jury, and Executioner. Because they're not just locking people into some sort of horrible
right.
existence. But at the same time, yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's just kind of problematic.
If anything, I think maybe it actually even loses some of the impact. Because, I mean, the Phantom Zone does seem like a really nice place.
Yeah. I would live there.
Yeah, I would totally live there. They're self-sufficient.
They meditate, they
Yeah,
get
yeah.
chessboards, and nice.
It's pleasant there.
The weather seemed nice.
Right. So, if anything, releasing them from the Phantom Zone is more of a punishment than anything else.
Unless they just kind of open the gates and they're allowed to leave, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Because I think, like it's just, especially for children who have grown up in the Phantom Zone,
Uh huh.
to all of a sudden be thrown back onto
Oh yeah.
Earth and
Can you imagine?
just the comparatively harsh
Right.
conditions
Right.
of
That would seem like a sentence
Yeah.
in itself.
so Batman's a dick.
Yeah. Well, we've all known that.
That's true. But yeah, I thought a lot of it was hokier than I remembered it being.
Right.
Just some of the dialogue was super clunky, and just some of the super coincidences that happened to
Right.
keep the story going.
Yeah.
I didn't. Nostalgia's a funny thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I like the designs of the characters, and then I like the framework of the story. I just think the filling was
Yeah.
yeah.
I totally agree with that. Like, I bet when David Tishman and Howard Chaykin were, at their cabin doing cocaine all weekend, they were like, sounds great. Look at all these cool ideas we've got. And they were like high-fiving each other and, having sex with hookers. And it was probably awesome. And in their minds, and in the minds of the hookers around, it was probably really cool. And then whenever they set it down to paper, it just kind of fell apart. We all know it's true.
Maybe that would take this case. Sure.
No, I don't know. But yeah, I think it is something that sounded good as an idea.
Yeah.
There's just been so many of these kind of things like, the superheroes are actually a little dark and you can't really trust them all the time. It's like, no shit. I've read that 1,000 times now. But, I'm sure when it came out, there was a lot less of those, probably.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't know. Probably not. I mean, this is post-Watchmen, post-Dark Knight, post...
Squadron Supreme.
Yeah, so-
Yeah.
But still, yeah, I think some of it was just too hokey for its own good.
Right.
Just kind of sloppy a little bit here and there, and like I said, just just the pure coincidence that Bruce Wayne happens to discover that his father was actually a member of the Cryptic Order as
Right.
the Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just happens to find a costume that also fits him, so that he can take up his father's mantle to.
Right.
Yeah, it's just all. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's good elements, but it doesn't cohese very well.
Right.
It's like a birthday cake that has some of your favorite ingredients, but the cook was fucking horrible.
Yeah. I will say this, that I have always kind of held on to the theory that Lois Lane would make a much better Batman romantic interest
Yeah.
than Superman romantic
Right.
interest.
Yeah.
Because I kind of fucking hate Lois Lane as a character as a whole.
Right.
But I always find her enjoyable whenever she interacts with Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
She had good, synergy with Batman.
yeah. I don't think she's a good Superman character.
That's interesting. That would actually make a really good, character development for Superman too. If he lost Lois Lane to Batman,
Yeah.
because maybe he wouldn't be as ho ho ho. Maybe he would be a little more fucking crazy, and I don't know.
Nobody wants to read I guess never mind.
Everybody wants to read a fucking crazy Superman.
Yeah, they do, because they all went to fucking see Man of Steel,
Right.
which is a fucking terrible movie.
I haven't seen it.
Nor should you, but you probably will anyway.
On DVD,
Maybe
maybe.
you'll probably actually enjoy it.
I don't know. I wouldn't expect to, but I'll try it out.
You'll probably love it. And then we can no longer be friends.
My girlfriend loved it. Joji, no, he didn't. He did not like it. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, still that doesn't sour. This one doesn't sour me on Elseworlds because I love where they come from.
Oh yeah, I mean they're all different.
Yeah.
It's not all about the same.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't always have a good one, but
Right.
it's always worth checking out because they're so different.
Yeah. And, the only problem, and I think we've talked about this before, is that they all kind of end the same, and that, hey, here's the status quo that we all know about.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happens in this one, too.
Right. Yeah. Like Batman's, kind of arguing for not killing the criminals. He's,
Right.
about chasing them endlessly and yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. I did certainly love this comic when I first read it, and now I'm just sort of on it.
Right.
Yeah.
You're lukewarm.
Yeah.
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 All right. Take a break.
Sure.
Okay, party people in the house. This is the original Grand Wizard.
Is it a custom to provoke out a hostile apostle and make it smack the coke out your nostril? The butter cat gutter rapping and I'm all mad. Whatever gotta happen, gotta happen. Boy, don't make me put my grown man shoe in. And I'm sorry, father, for any wrongdoing doing you. Cause dogs barking in the girl's side. Here to present myself as the sparkle of the world's eye. Picturize where Spice Girls chick the ride. England, January 1465. While you scream out Grannyville. You old ass rapper. You got it, but can he still sever? Other words rap put clever like no other younger rapper walking could ever. Apparently I done this, on this, stun this behind. Out the way you hooray, I run this. Hurry up, run. Run. Out the way you hooray, I run this. Stop the world, kid. Bring it home, Are you ready? The fact is, Mac put cable in an actress and really is the Black Clark Gable of the rap biz. Racist reacting, hasting for action. The motherfucker got exquisite taste for a black man. What you never know? All clothes come off a hoe. Ever see me with my jewels and toes from off a mo? Pass where handsome measures like the whole entire Rat Pack. Handsome, precious, and chartable. Such a big spark I pull, nuns even say that motherfucker's remarkable. And aliens who came to Earth gathering. Great gosh, the man has soul, we must have him. like a catastrophe. There isn't none after me. Liz would always her walker and run after me. Snatch crowns, done this, on this, done this behind. Out the way of who reign, I run this.
Hurry up, run.
Out the way of who reign, I run this. Up hasting, cruise, down facing, lose either one way or the other. Foundation choose. Although the pruner kick, I didn't come to wound a sick child in a lost world, acting like a lunatic. Who provoked till I heard a smoke, force good men to pull out and start to murder folk. Tired of the basement placed in. Take responsibility for your action as a race then. Instead of put cheering about paperhood, promote negativity and fear in our own neighborhood. Since royalty breed to be, and I put sports seed where sports seed need to be. Like an angel tend to fly as. Mention I as. I didn't make the laws, but they make sense to my ass. While waiting for the world end. Won this, stun this behind. Out the way of who reign, I run this.
Hurry up, run.
Run this.
Hurry up, run.
I run this. You ready? Run this.
Hurry up, run. Hurry up, run.
Yeah, baby, Slick Rick. 1999, 2000, the whole damn thing. It's all mine. Go away.
Welcome back to Gutter Trash. Hey. So today's pretty exciting.
Today is exciting. It's raining now.
Well, yeah, there's like a nice little light rain. It's not a downpour.
I went and bought some comics. That was exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, not at any particular comic store that I enjoy going to, but
Did you finally use all the rest of your gift certificate?
I did.
Yeah, sweet.
I bought some bundles. I'm a fan of a bundle.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're cheap versions of
Trade paperbacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Some are.
Mm-hmm.
Some are not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even at Mavericks, it was like that. Some ones I put in there were usually pretty cheap.
Right.
Some of the other ones were not.
But I bought a couple cheap ones. I bought Body Count, which is the 4-issue Kevin Eastman written, Simon Bisley drawn, Casey Jones, Raphael, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles team-up comic.
Sweet.
I used to own it a long time ago. I bought it when it came out and then got rid of it during a purge and realized that, I wanted it again.
Yeah.
Man.
Those guys are good.
Yeah. I bought the aforementioned Ash, the first 6 issues of that. Then I bought a couple of... I bought a bundle that already had some stuff in it that I already had. But had some stuff in it that I could not find anywhere else. And it was cheap enough that I could justify the purchase.
Right.
And it was Kelly Jones, The Hammer.
Sweet.
Yeah. I love Kelly Jones.
He's pretty good.
He is a guy that not a lot of people talk a lot about. And that disappoints me.
Because he's got a instantly recognizable, unique style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is great.
Yeah. And then I went to Tim Hortons.
Oh, nice. I went there yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I got an egg and cheese sandwich on an English muffin.
Oh.
It was delicious.
I got a cheese, bacon, and tomato sandwich. And a bowl of soup. And a pumpkin spice donut.
Oh, wow. They have those, yeah, it's this time of year.
Yeah.
I had one of those like last Halloween. It's good stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Finished watching watched the final episode of Battlestar Galactica today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And now I feel sort of empty inside. It was a surprisingly good television show.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's the series finale. It's done.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I mean, 4 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never seen it. I think I've seen. There's an old one, right? Like a 70s one or something. Yeah. That was a movie, though, right?
No.
It was a TV show? Okay.
Well, they made the pilot into a theatrical movie, too.
Okay.
But, yeah, it was a TV show.
Yeah, I think we watched that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Good
Never
stuff.
seen it. Never seen the original.
Still, we love this one, there.
This one was great.
Yeah.
Started watching it about a month ago. And, I watched all 4 seasons in the following days up until today.
Really? Is there somebody writing it that is awesome?
No. Well, not that I know of.
Okay.
I saw the name Mark Verhagen a lot. He wrote a lot of Dark Horse comics at
Okay.
one point in time.
Huh.
And, some other stuff here and there.
Well, that's
Time
cool.
Cop, he wrote that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I do like that one.
Just it was solidly written characters and good actors and perfectly okayable sci-fi.
Right. That's
A
awesome.
lot of theology talk. It was good. I liked it.
Theology in space.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I haven't really watched anything. I'm trying to remember if I watched any movies. I don't think I did. I watched The Man Who Knew Too Much. Did I talk about that?
No.
Okay, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that one. This was the 50s version
Okay. Right.
with Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah.
Because I think there's like a late 30s version too.
Yep.
I haven't seen that one, but I want to eventually. But yeah, that was really good. I read the new Ultimate Lost Kisses,
Oh.
number 14. Brian John Mitchell and Nate McDonough. Good stuff.
Follow up to yours.
That's right. But it's cool because every issue is like a time jump, so they're not like consecutive.
So it's like Lost.
It is, yeah.
No,
I don't know.
That's what happened in that show or not.
I've never seen Lost.
I've seen like 2 episodes.
I've seen one episode. Yeah. No, but yeah, it's the same character, but it jumps all over the place.
The
Different.
character is Lost.
Yeah. I think Brian John Mitchell owns the rights to a couple of the characters from Lost. He won it in a bet with Damon Lindelof. Because Brian was like, I don't think that cows can predict the weather, whenever it's going to rain. And Damon Lindelof thought they could. And turns out Brian was right.
Yeah. Of course you are. It's just a dumb thing to think and believe.
Right. I don't know why that was the first thing that popped in there. Yeah.
Yeah. You and I did something fun yesterday.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, we
right.
did.
We were like Bruce Wayne and Lois Lane.
I call Bruce.
Aww. I always have to be Lois.
You gotta get in there quicker.
Yeah. But yeah, we went on a covert mission. And you, my friend Doogie is out of town, and he asked me to go get his illegal milk. And Eric volunteered to be my wingman.
Yeah. Oh, I was. I've been waiting for this opportunity for a while. We almost did it once, but you were going to go at like 7:00 in the morning, and it's
Right.
just I can't do that on a Saturday.
It was probably more like 8:30, but
I still can't do that on a
Yeah.
Saturday. It's just not right.
right.
But you were going to go this time around noonish, and I could handle that. So you came and you picked me up, and we headed down to an alley next to the creepiest store in Dayton, Ohio, possibly in the world.
It's like a 7-story towering warehouse that sells nothing but junk.
Right,
Yeah.
like mannequin parts and rusty kitchen tools.
And like aisles and aisles full of like little metal pieces of things that no one knows what they're for.
Right, yeah. And, like, there's just whole sections of it that just don't have any lights.
Right.
You know, where you can go buy appliances of varying types. It's horribly disturbing to go in there.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But fun.
But yeah, so this was right outside of there, and just a truck and with a trailer on it, you know, which
Advertising itself as a water cooler,
yeah,
as a trailer full of water.
yep, which you know, yeah, just the little details that you've never filled me on.
I don't remember. I think that might actually be a different trailer.
Okay.
Because I don't remember seeing that water, that, like, you know, spring water or whatever. Like that. I think that's new because when you open the door, one of the key, most interesting features was not there. The, like, creepy security cameras
Okay.
and security view screens. And so I was kind of disappointed for you. I was like,
Well, the old lady who was hanging around was certainly enough to make up for the lack of security cameras and videos.
Yes. She's a character.
This is your homeless lady that you kept telling me about.
Yeah, the one I was kind of starting to worry that she was no longer with us because the last couple times I've been there and the last couple times Doogie's been there, she's not been around. But yeah, she was there in full force and she looked good.
Yeah,
Like, she looked like she'd...
you'd fuck her.
I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say it looks like she was, I don't know, more put together well. Like, she had, like, her clothes were kind of nice looking. I mean, not like, she didn't look like she was ready to go to a ballroom dance or anything, but I mean, you know, like, they weren't full of holes and, like, smears of things, you know.
Right,
like,
right.
she looked like healthy and good. I was happy.
She seemed to be helping people there who were trying to get the milk
Yeah.
or varying dairy products that
Right.
they sell. Which I also did not realize.
Yeah.
They had jars of yogurt,
Yeah.
which nearly made me vomit. Because I don't like yogurt as it is anyway. But unprocessed, whatever they don't do to yogurt available in just mason jars.
On the back of a truck in an alley,
Right.
escorted there by a homeless lady.
Right, yeah, that is, no thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were other people there getting their dairy products. And there was like paperwork that you had to fill out. And,
And a lock that would fool James Bond.
it was a crazy lock that the homeless lady had to help us figure
Right.
out. Yeah.
I haven't even used it before. I was just kind of like, yeah, it's crazy. There's like a bar and a swivel and a turn and
Yeah,
all kinds of
It's
things.
crazy. But yeah, like I went inside the truck and I bumped my head on the roof. And it was just, it was great. And I found just the plain gallon bottle of milk with the green cap.
Green cap. I told you red cap.
Read it.
Yeah, it's safely in our fridge. Dookie, I thought he was coming back today, but he hasn't called or anything, so it's still hanging out in the fridge.
So yeah, so that was a thing that I did.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I went on an illegal milk run. It was awesome.
Yeah. Well, I think I told you. Was it on the show where I told you, like, I found out it wasn't actually just one cow that he gets this from? I can't remember.
You told me in person, but not on the show.
Yeah, I was really disappointed because he said something about the milk, and I was like, so do you know the name of your cow? And he's like, what do you mean my cow? And I was like, well, you bought a share of a cow, and then now you get milk from her. He's like, oh, well, he's got a bunch of cows, so I don't know who it comes from. And I was like, what?
It's a little disappointing.
It kind of shatters a little bit of the illusion, that you're trying to sell here as like an actual legal process,
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah. So I had an encounter today with one of my neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A pleasant encounter.
No.
No.
Certainly not as unpleasant, though, as the previous people who lived upstairs.
Right.
But not a good encounter whatsoever.
Ah.
I was, and also not terrible, but, just weird.
What happened?
I was coming home from the aforementioned Tim Hortons, and so in my arms I had my comics and my apparently individually bagged items from Tim Hortons.
Yeah, they do that, don't
And I was trying to carry it all without dropping it and get my keys out, and so where I park, like directly right around the corner, is the stairs that go up to the upstairs apartments, and the lady who lives there was coming down like the stairs, like right at that point in time. Like right as I turned the corner, she was like on the bottom stair.
they? Right.
And it startled me, and like I almost would have like bumped her had I been like a second late.
Right.
And so, like I just looked at her, I was like, "Oh, sorry," and then she just went. And I was like, "All right." And I walked to my door and went inside. She didn't say a single word to me, and it was raining, and she was walking barefoot on the cobblestone sidewalk.
Huh.
And it was just like, man, whatever, you cunt. And just closed the door and ate my lunch.
Maybe she was startled, too.
She grumbled. That's
Right.
not a startle noise.
Right.
It was,
She was annoyed.
yeah. She was annoyed that apparently I existed and got in her way.
It is kind of a blind corner. They
It is a blind
They
corner.
should have like one of those little mirrors or something out
Yeah,
there.
whatever. She should have made more noise coming down the stairs by wearing shoes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see where the shoes would have come into play. Yeah.
Because, the stairs, they make a lot of noise when you walk up and down them.
Right.
But she was apparently not making any noise.
Maybe she was.
And also, those stairs are full of tetanus. Why wouldn't you wear shoes?
Maybe she was on a covert mission herself, and you alerted someone to her presence, like spoiling the whole.
I don't give a shit.
I had a interesting visit today,
Santa?
and sort of. Actually, the guy that gave me my very first haircut ever came over to my house today.
What?
Yeah,
It's weird.
him and his wife came by to visit my mom, and I was like, "Are you still cutting hair?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, just 3 days a week though." And I was like, "I might have to come visit you."
Just like in his garage or something?
No, he
Okay.
he works. I mean, because I think he's like air quotes retired because he's older, but he said he still does it like 2 or 3 days a week. Just
In his garage?
no. There's an actual. It's actually over close to where your parents live. It's in Beaver Creek. It's on Dayton Xenia Road. It's a little barber shop near the post office, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so I might if I need one because my job stopper guy, I think he's back in prison, so I can't really go to him anymore. There's like 6 stuff. He's got face tattoos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Hey,
yeah.
Needed to clear it up.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like $6 at that guy's place. But I drove by actually yesterday and I saw it was still closed.
Yeah.
Last time I went there to try to get a haircut, it was closed. So I was like, yeah, that was kind of cool. I remember me and my brother, my parents would take us both over to his house and he would do it on the weekends because he was friends with my dad. And so me and my brother would take turns playing Asteroids on the Atari with this guy's 2 sons. And then all 4 of us would get our haircut
Right.
that day.
Nice.
Yeah. And we would all just be like next. And like somebody would have to stop playing Asteroids. It was cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. And they had go-karts.
Yeah.
And we used to ride go-karts down their street. Like, cause his sons were like 5 years older than us. And this wasn't back when I was getting my very first haircut, cause obviously I was too young to be in a go-kart when I was getting my first haircut. But like, we did this for years, and so we would like ride in the go-karts with his older sons. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
You can always get a haircut from my mom. You guys seem to have a relationship now.
Oh yeah, we showed up at your house together yesterday. You thought you were like, oh shit, he's invited her on the secret milk run. She's gonna be the getaway driver. I do the paperwork, you get the milk, she drives the car.
It'll work.
Yeah, your mom's awesome. So, I don't know. Yeah, I'll find out how much she charges. I'll see who can quote me the best deal.
I don't know. She's only charged me one price for 30-some years.
So, yeah, you think I could afford that price?
You can afford my price for sure.
Right, yeah.
I don't know if you would get that price.
Right.
Though, so.
I'm guessing she might be a little more expensive than this guy because he's just kind of like some old dude that's trimming hair for fun, you know.
Right.
He's retired, so.
Right.
But hey, you never know.
Yeah.
That'd be
I'll
awesome.
find out for you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'll see her tomorrow.
Although I'm thinking about getting rid of my beard
Uh-huh.
and just kind of growing my hair a little bit for a while because I can, you know. See what happens.
So you're getting rid of your beard and growing your hair for a while?
Yeah.
It's the opposite. You're not the opposite. It's that you're just not supposed to do anything at all whatsoever.
Oh, like I shouldn't touch the beard
Yeah,
either.
you should grow your beard out as long as you're going to grow your hair out.
Maybe I will try
Just
to do
go
that.
full hobo.
Like Alan Moore style.
Yeah.
If I grow my hair and my beard
Uh-huh.
to get Alan Moore style,
Uh-huh.
would you buy me some finger armor?
I would contribute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like one piece?
I mean, you know,
It doesn't have to be high end.
this might be a thing that like you or like me and Joe and Kathleen might all have to go in on.
Okay, right.
And even
Maybe I'll
the
do
brother,
a
you know.
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kickstarter for your finger armor.
Armor my fingers.
But once you've grown the Alan Moore beard.
Right, yeah. And like for every tier of donation, you'll just get the same photo of me with that beard and that hair.
Right, yeah.
Because I can't afford to give you anything. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah, nothing else going on.
Tonight is a pretty big thing.
That's a pretty big thing, sure, but what would we talk about that here?
Well, we don't have to talk about the actual thing,
All right.
but our excitement for
What's happening?
the finale of Breaking Bad is tonight.
Yes, it is.
Pretty excited.
I'm pretty excited.
Mm-hmm. It's a good TV show.
It is.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Huh. So,
Pick a movie?
yeah, sure.
Well, so my next movie pick is going to be in the month of October. And I have decided that I'm going to try to fill October up as much as possible with all stuff horror related.
Yeah.
So the next movie that I'm going to pick is a horror movie that I have not seen yet,
Oh, okay.
but I would like to. And it's a couple of years old. It is called A Horrible Way to Die.
A Horrible Way to Die.
Yes.
All right. I'm not familiar with it.
I don't know much about it other than it stars an actor that I really like called by the name of A.J. Bowen. And yeah, it's a horror movie.
Sweet. I'm down for that.
All right.
Seems appropriate.
Okay.
October. Horror. Halloween. Let's get scared. What would be, like in your mind right now, what would be a horrible way to die? You think of a good one? I always thought it'd be bad because, like, occasionally you read about when someone is, like, in a silo, like, doing some work, and they fall into, like, 50 feet of cornmeal or something, and they just kind of drown in, like, seeds or corn or something. Mm-hmm. To me, that would be quite an awful way to go.
Yeah, all right. I don't know why so specific about silo and seeds.
I hear about that, like, all the
Do
time.
you?
Yeah.
Do you?
All the time. I
ya?
read about 2 cases this morning.
Seriously?
No. But no, I do hear about it often. I mean, more often than you would think. Like, maybe once a year. Like, once a year, that's often for something like that. You know?
Well, just continuing with the farming motif, I guess to me a horrible way to die would be if you were in a cornfield and you got caught under a thresher.
Oh, that would be bad.
Yeah,
Gosh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Like if you were just sleeping in the cornfield.
Like if you tripped and like you couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
Out and it was was just coming towards you.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah, that'd be
Or a
bad.
lawnmower. I mean, same deal. Tractor or whatever.
Ooh.
Just basically anything where you basically get ground alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
That is worse than the
that
silo
is a
full of
horrible
corn.
way to die. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you win. I like how you kept it with the farming theme.
No problem.
Yeah.
If you want my true answer, alone.
Oh, yeah, that'd be bad too. Yeah.
All right, now that I've cheered everyone up,
Yeah.
let's get out of here.
Sweet.
Let's go prepare.
Yeah, we gotta
for
meditate.
75 minutes of hopefully nerve-wracking enjoyment.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be. I'm excited.
Me too. All right. Goodbye.
Good night, guys and ladies. Probably just guys.
Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information, links to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.